House File 819.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, Iowa courts have long recognized parents' fundamental right with respect to the care and custody of their children. House File 819 is intended to codify that Iowa case law. It does not and is not intended to change any court decision, but merely to place them in the Iowa Code. Those are my opening comments. Mr. Speaker, there is an amendment.
There is an amendment. The clerk will call up the first amendment.
H1287 by Losi of Polk.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Polk for opening remarks on H1287.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Taking a page from Representative Height, there is a second-degree amendment.
There is an amendment. The clerk will call up the amendment.
H1299 by Losi of Polk.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Polk for opening remarks on H1299.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment simply makes a technical clarifying change that will enable us to better state the state Iowa case law. And those are my opening comments on this amendment.
Is there discussion? Seeing none, the clerk will the gentleman from Polk moves H1299. All those in favor of its passage shall vote aye. All those opposed shall vote no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The amendment has passed. We are now on H1287 as amended. Is there discussion? The chair recognizes the lady from Clinton, Representative Wolf.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll speak on the amendment and the bill. Representative Losi, thank you for listening to input from Democrats on this bill. I really appreciate that. And because you listened and you were willing to tweak the bill, I think I agree that it now does. Once this amendment goes on, it does essentially codify case law. So there's always a few concerns when we are trying to boil down a number of Supreme Court cases into code, but I think you've done about the best job that somebody could do. So I certainly support this amendment. I appreciate your consideration on adding it, and I will support the bill as amended. Thank you.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Polk, Representative Andrews.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the House. This body really does have the opportunity to be champions of families, of parents, of children, and that's exactly what this bill does. House File 819 clearly codifies what the Iowa Supreme Court has right, what they've exemplified in case law, and states what should be obvious, that the parents, not the state through overreach, have the principal responsibility to care for the child. I must add, though, that this is yet another great piece of legislation that originated from the absolute best district in the state of Iowa, District 39. Specifically, I want to thank Barb Heckey for her leadership in doing this. And we even got, as you guys see, the lawyers on both sides of the aisle in accord. That's amazing. And with that, I would just urge the body to support this bill and the amendment. Thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, the chair recognizes the gentleman from Polk for closing comments on H1287.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to run through quickly what the bill as amended does and it just how it states Iowa case law. First, it states that that a parent's fundamental right applies to the care and custody of their children. States that the government cannot infringe on that fundamental right, and any infringement would be subject to strict scrutiny. States that the marital status cannot diminish that fundamental right. And finally, states that the parent is presumed to be a fit parent, absent clear and convincing evidence to rebut that presumption. I do want to thank Representative Wolf for the conversation and the input. It is good when lawyers all get together and use their common knowledge to make bills better, and also when we're able to bill Representative Height for our work. So with that, Representative Andrews, I also want to thank you for bringing the bill forward. Pleasure to work with you and bring that here. With that, Mr. Speaker, I do move the amendment 1287.
The gentleman from Polk moves amendment H1287. All those in favor of its passage shall vote aye. All those opposed shall vote no. The amendment has passed. We are now on House File 819 as amended. Is there discussion? Seeing no discussion, the gentleman from Polk moves House File 819 be read for the last time and placed on its passage. Are there objections? Seeing none, the clerk will read.
House File 819, a bill for an act relating to the fundamental parental rights being enacted by the General Assembly of the State of Iowa.
The question now is, shall the bill pass? Those in favor of its passage shall vote aye. Those opposed shall vote no. The clerk will open the machine and receive your vote. Charity, aye. Hull, aye. James, aye. Donahue, aye. Breckenridge, aye. Best, aye. Klein, aye. Dio, aye. Fry, aye. Thompson, aye. Abdul Samad, aye. Confirst, aye. Sorensen, aye. Have you all now voted? The clerk will close the machine and record your vote. The House will pay attention to the results of the vote. Those voting aye, 93. Those voting no, 0. Absent or not voting, 7. The bill having received a constitutional majority is declared to have passed the House. Are there objections to the title? The chair hears none. The title